Yeah.
Toby's really concerned here about losing Heinrich Harburg because of the transfer quarterback coming in.
No, don't worry about Heinrich. He's here. The one you got to worry about is Logan Smothers leaving. Heinrich's good. You're looking like Heinrich he fits Mark Whipple's style right there, bottom line. And right now, I think Logan Smothers is still on board right now with Casey Thompson. But if Nebraska brings in a second transfer portal quarterback, say like a Chuba Purdy, then I think Logan Smothers probably leaves. And we're talking about a very tight timetable going on right here, right now, Mark, because the semester just started, and classes start here on the 18th. So you're either in or out for the semester here. You got to pull the trigger. So right now, like most people probably know that Chuba Purdy got an offer from Oklahoma, and he is down there right now. He's actually down there today on an unofficial visit because there's no official visits going on right now until the dead period lifts. So he went down there to check out Norman on his own dime. But he is still scheduled to visit Lincoln here on the 14th coming up. And I don't expect him to call that off at all. So he's checking out his options because that Oklahoma offer just came to him just recently. So if Nebraska, this is my point, if Nebraska lands Chuba Purdy after he comes in this weekend and checks it out and says, I like it, I have 4 years left, and I know Casey Thompson, he's got 2 years. Boom, Nebraska's probably set at their quarterback position. But Heinrich Harburg's a guy that not scared of competition whatsoever. Fits the same mold that these guys are in. I don't expect him to go anywhere. And so we'll just open up this whole quarterback room discussion right now because I've kind of been wanting to do this anyway. And this was a perfect time for that question to happen. So what we know right now, okay, obviously Casey Thompson is in. Now, a name we haven't even mentioned that is on scholarship, which is a baseball commit. His name is Mikey Pauley. He's an incoming freshman out of Kansas City. And he signed to play baseball here at Nebraska. And he's a high-ranked 3-star dual-threat quarterback. Won the state championship in the highest classification in Missouri and was the player of the year coming out of the Kansas City area and is a stud. Mikey Pauley, he's 6'4", 220 pounds right now. And he came to the coaching staff on his own last week. He's still got a semester of high school to get through, and he'll be in Lincoln in June. But he talked to Coach Frost and Coach Whipple, and they welcome him with open arms. He will be in practice in fall camp when fall camp opens up. And so you just added another name to your quarterback room that you didn't have to worry about recruiting. Like I said, a guy that Kansas and Kansas State wanted him badly for football as a quarterback. And it's another one of those guys, kind of like a Bubba Starling. Husker fans will know that name. That was a quarterback and a baseball prospect, and ended up picking baseball and never really made it huge. He made a lot of money, but never made it huge in the big leagues, and just retired as, he's 30 years old, and he's a multimillionaire. So you can't fault him for that, but this is a guy in the same kind of mold. I don't know, maybe even a better athlete than Bubba Starling was coming out of the same area. And then on top of that, just the other day, Nebraska offered a preferred walk-on spot to Nate Glantz, who has quarterbacked Iowa Western for the last 2 years. They played for the national title game again at Iowa Western. Coach Strohmeyer has a hell of a program there. And Nate Glantz is a kid that he's a Bellevue West product, and we all know the players that Bellevue West produced. I mean, Xavier Betts for the Huskers, Keegan Johnson for Iowa. It just goes on and on. But Nate Glantz was a kid that was a very productive high school quarterback. Didn't get much recruiting attention. Went to Iowa Western and blew up the last 2 years. I watched him play his first year. I have video of it. His first game he played at Iowa Western, and my colleague Matt Lothrop and I were shooting the game, and we were just looking back and forth at each other. It's like, is that the same guy we just saw play for the state title? I mean, he blew things up, and he's heading to Iowa State this weekend for a visit because they've offered him a preferred walk-on. Florida State is in contact with him, Florida International. And he's already said that he's done at Iowa Western, and he will have 4 years to play 3 at the next level. So he's another guy to keep your eye on, a guy that is grown up a lifelong Husker fan, and he wants to help out. I mean, he's seen the struggles, and he contacted Coach Frost and said that, this is I want to be a Husker, and they gave him that preferred walk-on offer on the spot, which is kind of, what they would do with a guy in that position when they're still looking at bringing another veteran in at this point. So right now we've already filled. This was a quarterback room last week that we were looking at was pretty bleak. And also, freshman Richard Torres is now here on campus and ready to enroll in classes too. So even if you lose Logan Smothers, you've still got 5-6 guys in your quarterback room starting the year off. So I like what's going on right now, and the movement that with bringing in Mark Whipple and his philosophy, and I think you're going to see lots of changes. Definitely, you're going to see a different style of offense coming from Nebraska next season, and you've added a lot of pieces here into the skill positions, and now it's all kind of it goes to what are you going to do up front, and you're also adding a lot of bodies in there too on the offensive line, but that's the one question mark right now that obviously it's going to be an open competition when camp starts up. Well, when spring camp starts up, obviously. So yeah, lots of different parts going on here offensively for Nebraska. A complete overhaul than what Husker fans have been used to seeing here last couple of years.
Now, most of Torres's last high school football season was taken away due to injury. Is he going to be ready to roll?
I was at that game when he got hurt.
So is he going to be ready to roll, do you think, by spring practice?
Yeah, he's an ACL, and he's all signs point to him being ready to go. I mean, because it didn't look that bad to me. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. My wife is, but I am not. And I mean, he limped off. Didn't look like it was that horrible of an injury. We didn't think he was going to miss any more games after it happened. But then as the game, the second half progressed, and as they worked on him on the sideline, you could kind of tell it got a little bit worse. And actually, I didn't even do a video interview with him after the game because I kind of felt for him. I didn't want to put him into that situation. I mean, he did do an interview with us off camera, which was very gracious of him. And but at that point, none of us thought that was a season-ending injury. But he's a resilient young man, and he's a large young man. He's 6'6", and you kind of know that those long guys, those long, leaner kind of guys, those bones kind of break a little bit easier than some of us squattier, fattier type guys like I am. So,